Now, in our kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
we have this drawer.
Yeah.
And in that drawer is
All kinds of things.
just
I mean,
whatever we
what do
don't
you
know
mean?
where to put anywhere else. I think you probably have this drawer too. It can be called the junk drawer, or I mean, there's batteries and a giant wooden spoon, and
straws.
like a straw. There's
Chopsticks.
lids, chopsticks.
Yeah.
I think there's a soy sauce packet in there right now. Certainly, I think I saw like a milk dud left over from Christmas, or it's just the junk drawer. And when we think about love and talking about love, love's kind of a word like that. It's just we make it mean all sorts of things. And so, like I would say, like I love fajitas.
Yeah.
What about you, Lauren?
I love soft cheese tacos.
It's true, those are
If you
dirty.
don't know what that is,
It's an East Texas thing.
just need to, it is
It'll bless you.
a corn tortilla
Okay.
that you put queso in, not grated cheese, queso, and you wrap it up and you put more queso on top.
Say
Like, how can that
Say it.
be something you wouldn't love?
Yeah,
But
say
I love soft cheese tacos.
Yeah, I love our dog Gus or Gunner.
Gunner, yeah, I love sunsets.
Horses. I like horses.
I love nature.
Hey, I love you.
I love you too, baby.
That's so sweet. Stop it. So now here's the thing. So I love fajitas. It's just true.
Mhm.
I mean, you've seen me. I'll attack those things like they stole some from me.
Yes.
But I love you.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying the same thing
I hope not.
when I say those words.
Yes.
I mean different things. And this is what we mean by love being a junk drawer word. And yet the Bible helps us understand, especially in this season, in 1 John chapter 4, that the way we know and understand love is to turn and look to Jesus. And so if we really want to understand love in this season, where I think love can be tested in this season, right, Lauren? Would you, like, how do you think love can be
Especially
tested?
with your family. I mean, there's a lot of hurt there probably that's legitimate. You might have some wounds. There might just be some patterns that are just hard for you to deal with. And you might be faced with that right now. Gosh, even just maybe you're alone for Christmas and you're like, man, I would love to be loved by someone, or maybe a love lost, you know?
Yeah.
So there's a lot to deal with in this season. I think when it comes to love, and love can feel a little bit tender, it can feel like a word that you don't really want to talk about, and you for sure don't know how to live out
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. And so that 1 John 4 passage tells us that God manifested his love like this, that he sends Jesus to come, that we see love in the coming of Jesus Christ. And I think what that means is that God's love is revealed in the coming of Jesus because he moves towards us. So in the middle of our brokenness, in the middle of your brokenness, in the middle of our brokenness that we talked about week 1, that God doesn't look at those broken pieces of us, doesn't look at our sin, doesn't look at the ways we failed and turn his back on us, but he actually moves towards us to save us. And this is why when the angels show up to the shepherds, they're saying, hey, no, don't be terrified. We're bringing good news. And when the angel shows up to Mary, no, you're favored among men. I'm bringing good news. And when he shows up to Elizabeth, no, don't be terrified. I bring good news. And the refrain is that good news is love that's been made visible in the coming of Jesus Christ. And again, I just don't want us to lose that in this season. We've already covered kind of the chaos of this season. We've covered the hope in this season. And now, what do you think, Lauren, about like how can we remind our hearts and minds about the love of God in this season? How would you like coach us if there were ways to coach us?
I think one of the things that's hardest for me is thinking, gosh, I don't love God enough.
Sure.
And so I can feel guilty, especially this time of year where I think, oh, I look back on my whole year and I'm like, did I love him? Did I give him the time that he deserves? And I can start to feel real guilty and feel that condemnation sitting on me. But what's beautiful in 1 John, where it says that not that we first loved him, but that he
That's right.
first loved us. And I've heard Beth Moore say that she doesn't say, I love you, God. She says, I love you too, because it's as if God's already said, I love you. My love is already there. And so we get to respond to that love, and we don't have to operate in that condemnation or that shame of, gosh, I wish I'd loved God more. The thing is, you probably could have loved God more. I could have loved God more, but his love is not, it doesn't depend on my love for him. Instead, he, like you said, he initiates that love, and we get to respond to it. And so, especially in those places where maybe you, don't feel loved, or you don't feel like you've loved God enough, or you're not loving others enough, that's a great place to start, to just say, God, I can't do it. I can't love the people you've called me to love. I can't even love you in the way that you've deserved to be loved. So I need you. I need your love to compel me, to animate me, to fill me to love others, because we really can't do it without him.
It's true. Like I would just, the kind of deep wound that sits in the deepest part of who we are as humans, ask this question, like, am I lovable? Am I worth anything? And if you think about your compulsions and how your compulsions play out in your life, whether that be this or that those kind of driving forces in our life that maybe work themselves out in anger, maybe works themselves out in other ways. But what's going on in that moment is that the deepest part of us, we're asking the question, am I really lovable? Am I really, is there anything really good in me? And the good news of the coming of Jesus Christ is, as Lauren just said, it's heaven's, I love you. And now we do get to respond, I love you too. And so maybe we're not far from like the show. Like we've got candlelight services coming. We've got Christmas morn on the horizon. And so maybe right now, even in this moment, I know probably things are getting antsy, but maybe in this moment, this is that moment to just kind of breathe for a second and just receive that divine, I love you. Christ has not come into the world to condemn the world, but rather save the world from condemnation. So Christ has come to seek and save the lost. He has come to remove from us sin and death forever. And he's come to do that freely and forever for all who believe in him. So I want you to just receive the love of God in this moment. Again, whether you're 7 years old or 70 years old, the love of God is ever present in the person and work of Jesus Christ. So receive that love. Like Miss Lauren says, you have fallen short of the glory of God. We have fallen short of the glory of God. The good news of the gospel is Christ has accomplished for us what we will never accomplish for ourselves. So I pray you rest in that love this week.